Okay, this is another Connor Fields vlog. Am I a rage baiter online? I've been accused of being a rage baiter. I like to talk about controversial subjects. I don't think that makes me a rage baiter. I don't mind debate. I don't think that makes me a rage baiter. Occasionally I get a little nasty, but I have to perceive the other person as being an asshole first before I act nasty. I don't do that to just anyone. Does that make me a rage baiter? Maybe I am a rage baiter. I don't think I am, though. I like to talk about controversial subjects. I don't mind talking about politics. If online groups are not okay with politics, I probably shouldn't be in them. If you're not okay with my politics, maybe you don't have to be around me. Yeah. I started out a pretty liberal guy. Like, I was in favor of gay marriage. I was in favor of the environment, in favor of unions. Usually they're mainstream sort of capitalist unions, like the AFL-CIO unions in that network, but they're unions nonetheless. I was kind of a fiscal moderate. I mean, I started out social liberal, fiscal conservative, but I became more of a fiscal moderate as time went on. I realized I had less money, and what would benefit me are probably welfare programs like Medicaid, and when I get old, Social Security, and what else? Food stamps. They turned my food stamps off because I didn't file the right paperwork. And I had to be honest, I wasn't working 20 hours a week. They need me to work or do school 20 hours a week. I cannot do that. It's too stressful. I cannot fit into the government's mold. So I do not get benefits. Sorry, the government. And they turned it off. You used to be able to say, you're working on a disability claim. And I was working on a disability claim. Those things take years and years and years to get. And I'm still working on that paperwork. I couldn't find the paperwork for the longest time. It was right there on the mantle in this blue folder. I forget what folder I put it in, but it is right there. So I think we're almost past the deadline on it. They might decide I don't have a disability again. It's so exasperating working with the government. They make you jump through all sorts of hoops. It's exasperating. I mean, that being said, they give you good stuff. They give you health care. They give you food. They don't... I guess if you qualify for Section 8, they'll give you housing. I don't know if I qualify for Section 8. Maybe I'll look at it. I need to get out of my parents' house. I might have to deal with Section 8. People say there's crime in Section 8 neighborhoods. Every Section 8 neighborhood? I doubt it. There are poor people that follow the law. I think it's classist to believe otherwise. Anyway, I'm in favor of gay rights, not just... I'm against harassing gay people. I'm for gay marriage. I'm for adoption rights, gay adoption rights. I'm for gay employment rights, gay housing rights. Trans rights, that's a newer thing. Or it feels newer. It's been around forever, but it feels a lot newer. I don't know why that is. I'm for trans rights. Trans people should be able to use the bathroom they feel able to use. They feel fits their identity best, like their psychology best. People say gender is psychology. I think gender is a social thing, social phenomenon that we all participate in and we all get to negotiate. It's socially negotiated. I like that like people say socially constructed, it sounds like it's made up. Socially negotiated, and it's a thing that's like performed. Like the way you walk, the way you dress is gender. It deals with something called performatives. Um, anyway, is it assigned at birth? Yeah, but it's not destiny. And like to say it's a performative is to say like there's a speech act involved. When someone says, I now pronounce you husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, that's a speech act. Someone's speaking, but they're doing more than speaking. The official in charge of that, there's something changes. Unlike when I say this baby is a boy, this baby is a girl, that's a speech act as well. Does that mean the baby has to remain a boy or a girl? No. There was a period when I was in high school, I felt like not a boy, but not a girl either. I mean, now I feel more like a man. But, yeah, I'm in favor of trans rights. Asexual rights, you know, you don't have to have sex. And you don't have to have sex if you don't want to have sex. Asexual rights, like, I guess the question is, does the government or society go after asexuals? There is this idea that, like, you're not normal if you're asexual, and I disagree with that. I've known people who didn't like men or women. They probably didn't have the vocabulary. No, I know. We didn't have the we didn't have the vocabulary to articulate it. I knew a guy who didn't like women, didn't like men. Didn't like anything else. I don't think he knew there was anything else out there. But he was fine. And I think religious people say, like, Paul was a virgin. Jesus himself was a virgin. Like, religious people don't discriminate against asexuals the same way. But this idea that you're not normal if you're asexual, no. And it's possible to be asexual. That's where the discrimination comes in. I know a girl who was asexual, and someone said, like, nah, that's not a thing. I think we both had a crush on this girl. I think it's a thing. You know, and they don't have to date if they're aromantic. That means you're not romantically interested in men and women. Cisgender, some people like Larry Lawton didn't know what cisgender meant. Cisgender means the sex you are. If you identify as a man and you're in a sexually male body, you're cisgender. If you identify as a woman and you're in a female body, you're also cisgender. Or a woman's body. People say you can't say female. That's so weird. I mean, you can't call women females. We don't say like a female coworker or a female boss. That's so weird. Like, people want to police language. It's so stupid. And the goalposts are always moving on that type of thing. It's the same type of people that say you can't enjoy this or that kind of media. You can't enjoy this. You can't enjoy Motorhead because the guy from Motorhead, who's not a Nazi, by the way, engaged in Nazi pageantry. He wore a Nazi uniform on stage. And he said, why, people asked him why he did that. He said the bad guys wear the best uniforms, like Lemmy Kilmister. Said the bad guys wear the best uniforms. Okay. I don't think I'd do that. I probably wouldn't get dressed up at all if I were on stage. But and there are people, like, he didn't actually have Nazi points of view. Like, the punk movement early on embraced swastika imagery just to piss off their boomer parents, piss off the the older generation. Now the younger generation is in charge, and they won't have that. And I guess that's okay. That's a choice you can make. Um, but you can't make that choice for other people. We live in a liberal democracy where you have individual rights, individual choices. Um, or at least I do. And I'd like the liberal democracy to also be a social democracy. Um, Look up liberal democracy and social democracy if you don't know what they are. I think they're great ideas about how we should govern. So what else? What else? My dog's. I'm in my living room with my dog. Here's my dog. That might have been a bad pan. Oh well. Did I catch my dog? No, I think she's out of the frame. Okay, there we go. There's the dog. She wants out. She's been out so many times. Out and proud. I don't know. I guess if I were in the UK or Germany or France or Italy, I might be considered conservative, but the bar is set up differently there. I think the Republicans would be considered liberal in the theocratic Republic of Iran. I think until very recently, most Republicans were fine with liberal democracy, classical liberalism. Yeah, like the thing with Trump. See, I'm kind of afraid Trump's going to arrest me if I speak out against him, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, that's all.